Next topic is functions one thing. Okay, so what are functions? So function is basically a block of code uh, which get executed when it's called one thing. Okay, or to make your code modular one thing. Okay, that is the definition of function one thing. But let's try to understand what is function. Okay, like why we required function one thing. Okay, so let's understand with the help of one problem one thing. Okay, let's say we are interested in finding the value of ncr one thing. Okay, ncr meaning is n factorial upon r factorial n minus r factorial one thing. Okay, so this is factorial, this is factorial, this is factorial, correct? And factorial is nothing 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into so on up to n. Okay, so r factorial is same thing, just different value, correct? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into so on multiplied with r. Okay, same with n minus r. Okay, just value is different one thing, 1 into 2 into 3 into so on n minus r something. Okay, so for an example, let's take 5c3 one thing. It is 5 factorial upon 3 factorial and 5 minus 3 2 factorial one thing. So first you are finding 5 factorial, which is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 one thing. Okay, next is 3 factorial. 3 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 one thing. Okay, next is 2 factorial. 2 factorial is 1 into 2 one thing. Okay, now you can solve this one. 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 upon 1 into 2 into 3 into 1 into 2 one thing. Okay, so 2 3 cancel, this is 2 one thing and output is 10 one thing. Okay, so here we are not learning how to find the ncr one thing. Okay, the main focus is like we are calculating factorial one thing just for different values. Okay, let's say we don't have any knowledge of function one thing. Okay, and if I want to write the code for this thing, then it is int answer one equals to one thing. Now for int I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to n, I plus plus, and answer 1 multiplies equals to I one thing. Okay, next is int answer 2 is equals to 1 for int I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to r, I plus plus one thing. Now answer 2 multiplies equals to I one thing. Okay, third is int answer 3 is equals to one thing. Now for int I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to n minus r, I plus plus. Okay, and answer 3 multiplies equals to I one thing. Okay, so now one thing here I'm writing answer 3 multiplies equals to I. Here it is answer 2 multiplies equals to 2. So basically it's equivalent to answer 2 is equals to answer 2 multiply into I. Okay, so shortened way to write this is answer 2 multiplies equals to I one thing. Okay, denotes the same thing. Okay, so this is the code for finding ncr. Then you can write int final answer is equals to answer 1 upon answer 2 into answer 3 1 2. Correct. So this is the code for the NCR one thing. Okay. Now try to understand here. You are writing factorial here, writing factorial here, writing factorial here. Okay. Means same logic, just the values are different. Okay. First is n, then r, then n minus r. Okay. But logic is same one thing. The starter loop from 1 less than is equals to n and I plus something. Okay. And whenever you are repeating your code, this is not a good practice. Okay. And this is the first rule of programming. Don't repeat your code. Okay. So here comes the function one thing. Okay. Function say, okay, if you want to perform the same task again and again, so write once and use it again and again one thing. Okay. No need to write the same thing again. Just write one and call me again and again. Okay. So the syntax of writing function in Java is first write your access modifier. Okay. So access modifier. Okay. Next thing is return type. What is the return type of your function? Okay. Then name of the function. Okay. And then your arguments here. Okay. So for an example, if I want to write for factorial one thing, so it is public return type is void one thing means I don't want to return anything. Okay. Or let's say if you want to return some integer value. So we are going to write int one thing. Okay. If I want to return some boolean value, we are going to write boolean here. Okay. So it's totally depend on a requirement, what type of value we want. Okay. So let's say in our case, we want the integer value. So we write public int data type is, sorry, function name is factorial one and argument is n value. Okay. Now just write int answer is equals to 1 for int I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to n, I plus plus. Okay. And answer multiply is equals to I one thing and return the value of I. Okay. So return statement is basically used to return something. Okay. I want to return integer. So return I one thing. Okay. Return integer. Okay. Now if the return type is void one thing, okay, then no need to return anything. Okay. Because void means we are not going to return anything. So that's the function. Okay. Now you can call it inside your main function one thing. Okay. So inside the main function, just call it int answer one is equals to factorial function with value 5 1. Okay. Next time call it int answer 2 is equals to factorial 3 value. Okay. Next is int answer 3 is equals to factorial 2. Okay. Then just calculate your final answer one thing. Answer 1 upon answer 2 multiply with answer 3 one thing and print your answer. Okay. Now which one looks good? Writing same piece of code again and again or write it once and use it again. Okay. So this you are making your code reusable one thing. Okay. So let's say you want to calculate for some other factorial value. You can use this function again. Okay. So that's the purpose of function, to make your code modular and reusable. Okay. That's the idea. Okay. Now what happened? Answer one. Okay. Your your logic always start from main function one thing. Okay. So main function C. Okay. Calculate the factorial 5 one thing. Okay. So it's go to factorial function and here the value of n is 5 something. Okay, calculate 5 factorial and return one thing. So 5 factorial is 120. So this factorial 5 replaced with 120. Okay, next again it's called 2 factorial function, but this time the value of n is 3 one thing. Okay, calculate factorial 3 and return. Okay, so factorial 3 is 6 one thing. Okay, next call to factorial function with value 2 one thing. Okay, now calculate your factorial 2 and return the value one thing, that is 2 one. Okay, now calculate your answer. So it is 120 upon 6 into 2, which is 10 one thing. Okay, and we are also getting 10 answer here. Here it is, yeah, 10. Okay, that's the function. Okay, now let's write one function. Okay, so int answer 1 is equals to factorial value 5, and answer 2 is equals to factorial 3 one thing, and answer 3 is equals to factorial 2 one thing. Okay, now calculate your final answer, that is answer 1 divide by answer 2 into answer 3 one thing, and print your answer. System dot out dot print answer. Okay, now write your function here. Okay, now you can write before your main function, or if you want you can write below your main function thing. Okay, above and below is allowed in Java programming language. Okay, now okay, first is access modifier, then return type, its end, name of the function, factorial, and your argument one thing. Okay, now one thing, this is static one thing, so just write static here also. Okay, public static one. Now next, int initialize is to one thing. Now write a loop for int I is equals to 1, I is less than equals to n, I plus plus. Okay, now answer plus is equals to I one thing, and then return the value of I one. Okay, now just for safer side, let's print all values. System dot out dot println answer 1, answer 3, answer 2 one thing. Okay, clear the console and run the code. Sorry, not I, this is answer one thing. I think while explaining the logic, yeah, my mistake, this is not I, this is answer one. So, okay, because your factorial answer is stored in the answer variable. Now see, 5 factorial 120, 3 factorial 6, 2 factorial 2, and NCR value is 10. Okay, so this is your function one. Okay, now let's say if you want to return some string value, you can return a string value. So make another function, public static string. Let's call it as fn, and pass one, name one thing, and return hello plus the name one thing. Okay, now let's call this one. So system dot out dot println. Okay, you can directly call your function inside the printer statement also. Okay, so fn and pass one name. So let's call it as Ravi one thing. Now run this code. Okay, okay. Spelling mistake, PUB. Okay, so hello Ravi one thing. Okay, give some space here also. Okay, so hello. Okay, okay. So it's all up to you which type of function you are creating. Okay, and it's depend on the question requirement. If question say you want a string return type, function type is string. If it is boolean type, return boolean. Okay, so that's the idea of function.